Fuck. You live yet?
Hold on. What the fuck?
But can you hear me? Oh, audience can't hear us. So are you using OBS or are you using, what are you using? I shit it in my pants. Shit it in my pants. I am for real. Okay. Ew. Fried. Fuck. Real fried. Uh, properties. Size is bigger than 2 fucking megabytes, you bitch. Edit. Mecca. Almost. Yes. Okay. Got we live? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm ready. Throw it at me. Lay it on me. Dump it on my chest.
Listen.
Staying off topic, I think I could truly make a career off of YouTube editing videos. I don't mind doing it. I actually quite like it. I'm not booming enough. I don't like the sounds that came from my old mic, though. That, and I'm running like noise gate and other things on this. Just the sounds coming from me, I like more. Hello? Is that better? We're just gonna roll with it. You sound fine. I just wouldn't want to be overpowering your voice. It's your show. You're so gay that when you fart, nothing but semen comes out.
What the fuck? Or can you find the link yourself? Here, join me in the live show. Just as a reminder that we're live.
Did you link it?
Or go look at Discord real quick.
Oh, there it is. Ugh, dude. Oh my god. Ugh. Alright, I'm just gonna drop what I'm doing and I'm gonna go to your channel. Oh
If you
god.
want. If you want. Yeah, what I tell you about what did I just tell you about multitasking? Anyway, once again, we're alive. I will see you in live show. Where the fuck AG go? Alright.
Listen.
Oh, I'm in the. Whatever.
Alright. Now, we are ready. Alright, let's stop the music. Okay, fine. 3, 2, 1, we are live. Alright, okay. I don't know who the fuck's watching this bullshit. Oh, jeez. Anyway. Yes, anime titties. Thank you. Thank you, Andy. Okay. Anyway. Welcome to the... Okay, hold on. Let me give you a better picture to look at. There we go. Alright, cool. Got that fucking cyberpunk effects going on. Alright. Welcome to the 4th/5th episode of the AVC show, picking up where we left off last week. I'm sorry. I did not put on a good show last week. I hope to make it up this week through our lovely guest, Alcoholicgaming. He is also our sponsor for this week's show. He is really hot on Black Ops 3 Zombies. He does comedy. He does games. He does a good time, and he'll show you one. So go check his channel out. And there should be a link in the description. I think I actually got it this time because I actually got some sleep. Sleep's important. AG, would you like to show anything? Say anything? Tell anything?
I think we should start playing tennis, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. He got a big dick. I think his name Dennis.
He's got a big dick. I think his name's Dennis. Dudes. I like when they send me all the nudes. Had to jerk him off because his balls were blue. He didn't have a clue.
Yeah. Go check out Dig Bar Gay Raps. Hashtag not sponsored, but hashtag should be. He is a talented musician, to say the least. So, anyway, unless you have anything else, I think we should go with our first topic. Since you were the guest, you have it's up to you. What do you want to hit first?
I think we should cover Rick and Morty first.
All right, cool. Let me take the privacy cover off. Make sure it's on the right monitor.
Take the condom off of the computer.
Oh yeah. Oh, remind me about the. Oh, speaking of condoms, that'll be a bonus topic. Anyway, all right. Okay. All right. First topic. GameRat.com. How the Justin Roiland controversy can impact Squanch Games by Rami Abdelhamed. Published January 18th, 2023. So, I take it that you want me to read, so I'll read.
Yep.
Okay. Recently, Justin Roiland, famously known for his iconic voice acting and co-creation of Rick and Morty, was arrested and charged with 1 felony count of domestic battery, as well as 1 felony count of false imprisonment by menace, violence, fraud, and or deceit. While a court order is yet to be issued, Roiling's voice acting career and future as Squanch Games' CEO after the release of High on Life remains very much uncertain. Squanch Games is known for bringing Rick and Morty humor to video games, making it widely recognizable, which High on Life was the prime example of. With the CEO facing the possibility of being convicted for the aforementioned felonies, the future of Squanch Games may be online. The company's future...
She deserved it.
Yeah, but of course, bitches be salty, so that's why they're turning on to... That's why they're trying to bring him back down. So he's look at Mr. Roiland's success. Not only is he a voice actor, he's an artist, he's a producer of Rick and Morty. He's going to be remembered forever. And now he launched a video game studio, and as little as I know about High on Life, it sounds like he just can't stop winning until some woman got fucking salty because, I don't know, they had a fight because Justin Roiland's a fucking successful artistic badass. And that's why we can't have nice things. It's literally because of women. I hate to say it.
His lawyer came out off the record and said that he's an innocent man. And that he's actually not been convicted of anything yet. He's just been going to court. So, it's only coming out into the light recently.
Now, what I'm sure is that there probably was a fight. Because, look how high profile Justin Roiland is. He's like quite literally a neckbeard that's fucking killing it. And he just, again, could not stop winning. So maybe she wanted a slice of it. She wanted some credit. And then Roiland's like, no, I did all that work. I don't see why you deserve that. Bye-bye. And that's what I think how the fight starts. Of course, what do I know? But that's my thoughts. That's my thoughts on the matter in short. But I want to see if there's any more details in the article. But in the meantime, feel free to interrupt me as you wish. So, the future of Squanch Games after Roiland's arrest. Whether a CEO suddenly departs from a company for whatever reason, the board of directors usually takes hold of the role. After a short while, the board finds someone else who's suitable to take the role of the CEO, and the company moves on from there. This is normally done through a pre-planned succession process, but will likely not happen in this case. There are things a little different for Squanch Games, as Roiland represents more than just a CEO, especially seeing how he is the creator of High on Life. Man, just fucking look at this guy. Jeez. Due to his fame as a voice actor, Roiland is not only the CEO, but the face of Squanch Games. Many of the studio's games carry this distinct art style, voice acting, and sense of humor often found in projects he's associated with. For example, Kenny from High on Life is recognized by many just for sharing the same voice as Morty from Rick and Morty. Well, surprisingly. And it becomes nearly impossible to disassociate the art from the artist, as Roiland's style is deeply ingrained in all of his projects. This comes as a moral quandary for anyone who might have an interest in playing one of the studio's games. If Roiland was found to be guilty, he could drag Squanch's games' reputations through the mire as well. So, if Squanch Games were somehow pulled through the event that Roiland is found guilty or asked to step down after the controversy ends, it will likely also have an identity crisis. As it stands, Squanch Games' past releases share quite a bit of DNA in terms of humor and art style with Roiland's own work. It will likely be controversial for the studio to continue using Roiland's style after his hypothetical conviction, meaning that Squanch Games would have to adapt and create its own style, even if it means forsaking the one thing that made the studio popular and recognizable in the first place. As such, the end result would be a likely loss of identity. In the event that Roiland is found innocent, Squanch Games may still find himself on the losing end, as not everyone can be convinced with a court ruling. The bitter taste of a controversy as serious as this might find some reeling and wary of Justin Roiland. Many find themselves not as eager to support future Squanch Games products as they were before. For example, High on Life just tries to be fun, but players might not be amused to the same degree in the event that Roiland was found innocent. Most of the concerning issues pertains to the future Squanch Games employees, which kind of doesn't work as, the workers of the world unite. Never heard that before. If the company were to go down as a result of controversy, they would likely just lose their jobs. While Roiland is only being charged and has not been convicted at this time, he was ordered to attend a pretrial hearing on April 27th, and the actual trial might follow shortly. And regardless of the possible twists and turns, it is likely that Squanch Games might have its hands full. So,
I think I saw something online that also said that he was going to remain on the Rick and Morty cast just as a writer, not as he won't get to voice the characters anymore.
I think I don't know. Roiland's probably fucked. I think the company Squanch Games might live on, because most people that obviously I think Squanch is going to look at Roiland and see how valuable his skills are, and they don't care if he's like as long as he is able to get out of jail and show up to do the work or just do the work remotely, he still has plenty of use as a writer there. Like the company is just like the company is like his baby, and when Roiland eventually dies in the far future or whenever, like that's when the real identity crisis is going to happen. Because I think if I were Squanch, I would see, okay, well, if Roiland's not in jail, well, we'll just bring it back. If Roiland gets released, we'll bring it back. If Roiland is going to be in jail forever, then we're kind of shit out of luck. We'll just have to carry on his legacy as his descendant. So yeah, I think taking him on as a writer is probably the best course of action. So then his style can live on in the company, and Squanch Games can still be Squanch Games, and Rick and Morty will try its best to stay Rick and Morty, irregardless of how the trial shakes out.
Adult Swim, I think, said that it would at least air for a total of 10 or 12 seasons.
I haven't watched past season 5, but honestly, as a 200 IQ Rick and Morty fan, dare I say, I would.
Well, we are smart. We watch Rick and Morty.
In fact, whether or not Roiland gets in or out of jail, that just brings more attention to it. I would continue watching. I don't fucking care about this. Some stupid bitch that's just dropping this bullshit accusation on him, or maybe it's real. I don't care. I still don't care. I still can appreciate. Even if this quote unquote domestic violence case isn't bullshit, which it likely is, I'm still gonna watch his shit. I don't care about his fucking personal life. That's not my problem. I'm here to appreciate his artistic work, his ideas, his intellect as an artist, regardless of how his personal life takes out. Like, fucking, and obviously not everyone is a 200 IQ Rick and Morty fan. We have 100 IQ Rick and Morty fans, and we have 70 IQ Rick and Morty fans who can't look past the artist and focus on the artwork. And that's another reason why we can't have nice things. So that's my take on it. I mean, considering like the history of every dude since like Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, fucking Johnny Depp. I don't know. I think he kind of falls into the same pool. And now we've got who else? Oh yeah, Donald Trump, Justin Roiland now. So it's starting to this cancer that begins with the letter F that shall not be named is spreading and trying very desperately to metastasize across multiple different industries. And I guess the names I just dropped kind of are in common in the realm of like the entertainment industry. And obviously, Roiland classifies as such. So, yeah, if you're a talented artist, dot all your T's, dot your T's and cross your I's. Dot your I's and cross your T's.
Oh,
try to tie your loose ends before you start blowing up, because this can't happen. So watch out. Yeah. Anything you'd like to add, AG? You're our guest.
Any woman that has sucked your dick or that you've hung out, even just hanging out with, will be out for your money.
Bro, no, bro. It's worse. It gets better than that.
Bro,
remember Justin Bieber? Remember that guy? You know, that guy you used to hate back in fucking high school or middle school?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, he had so obviously he's big.
He got Me Too'd as well.
He got Me Too'd by a fucking anonymous, like some chick on the internet. Anonymous accusation. And thankfully for Mr. JB here, he had Google data, like Google Maps data, proving that he was with Selena Gomez, not in the location where the accuser accused him of raping her, quote unquote, in that hotel that was thousands of miles away, where he was with his wife / girlfriend. I don't remember which one of where. Blah, blah. I don't remember whether Gomez was. Yeah, pretty much. He was with Selena Gomez, thousands of miles away from where the accuser claimed that Justin Bieber raped her. And only because he had that document, that paper trail, then was he able to ameliorate himself. I think he might have lost a couple record deals, but then again, he's Justin Bieber. Like, he's got plenty of money. So, Justin Bieber got off really lucky. And in spite of all my grievances with him as many in the years past, he looks like a solid character now, and he lucked out. So yeah, now it's literally in the hands of the American justice system to whether or not Roiland's going to get off and go on with his amazing life, or be sent to prison for most likely complete bullshit. So, yeah.
Look at me, Morty. I'm incarcerated Rick.
Yeah.
Big reveal.
Oh my god.
Could you imagine coming across him in prison and be like, "Can you do the Morty voice?" Oh, geez. Rick, you got to get me out of here.
It's been too long since I've watched Rick and Morty. I can't come up with anything witty to say back to it. So you win that one. You win that prize, AG.
I want it.
Yeah. So now take your time to beat your chest. There we go. Oh yeah. I like that groaning. No homo.
I don't know if you could hear that. The chest beating.
I could. It was very loud and prevalent, just as it should be. Oh man. Okay. Well, any additional final thoughts before we hit our next topic of your choice?
No.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Also hashtag not sponsored. I guess you should go to Steam and download High on Life. Yeah. I might even play it if you guys want me to. But I know nothing about that game. So yeah, go check it out. Hashtag dicks out for Justin. And wish him the best. Yeah. Look, man, whenever a guy gets squashed by like salty ex-girlfriends or the government, we whip our dicks out in honor. You know, last what is it? The first show, it was dicks out for Andrew Tate, and then the next week it was who was it? Dicks out for Ron Jeremy. So this week, it's dicks out for Justin. So wish him the best with our bare penises. Hashtag dicks out for Justin. Anyway, on that completely heterosexual note, what would you like to talk about next?
I don't fucking know. Let me look at the topics. Titties? No, we can't talk about that.
I mean, titties. Yeah, I mean we can't show them. At least not on YouTube. We can talk about titties. I mean, what the fuck are they gonna ban us for? The show's not for kids. I already put that on there. That's right. Fuck you, Susan.
Army lieutenant pepper sprayed by Virginia police officer. So I actually watched the original dash cam on it, and he just bought that vehicle, and he had the new license plate taped to the back of the window, or like, you know, the paper one you get. And they pulled him over because he had tinted windows. He just bought the car. They pulled him over because he had tinted windows, and they came out like guns drawn.
Before you go on, if there's an article, just drop it in the Discord, and I can pull up the article. But obviously, we're not gonna.
It's in short topics.
Short topics, okay.
I can DM it to you if you prefer.
Obviously, on YouTube, we're probably not gonna play the video, and I don't think we have really that time to watch it anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, I found it.
I DM'd it to your
CNN, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you only watch it real quick, I can play the audio probably.
I don't know if that's a link to the dash cam video or to the badge cam video, but I think it just talks about it. It probably wouldn't be hard to find. It's on YouTube. What was I doing?
A federal jury in Virginia has awarded an Army officer less than $4,000 in lawsuit that he brought against two police officers who pepper sprayed him during a traffic stop. As Marcy Moores explains, the Army officer will get some money, but it is a far cry.
Involving an Army lieutenant and two Windsor police officers.
I'm honestly afraid to get out. Can I? Yeah, you should be. Get out.
Karan Nazario, seen here in this body cam footage, sued officer.
Okay, yeah. I don't know if you guys heard that. So the guy said, okay, so the guy knows he's on camera, so he's probably playing it smart. He says, "I'm afraid to get out," and then the officer says, "Yeah, bro, you should be afraid to get out. Get the fuck out of here, man. I'm gonna fuck you up." Like, that's just needless. Like, you're a cop. You already got the guns drawn. Like, is this really necessary? Anyway.
Cam footage sued Officer Daniel Crocker and former police officer Joe Gutierrez for $1 million in damages.
Why am I being treated like this? This is really messed up.
On Tuesday, both Crocker and Gutierrez were each found not liable for every count except one. The jury found Gutierrez liable for assault, resulting in just under $2,700. The jury found Crocker liable for an illegal search, resulting in $1,000 in punitive damages.
Obviously, we're very, very...
Yeah, it's been a minute since I watched the video. I'm watching it right now. I found it.
Plaintiff's verdict.
We feel the verdict was fair. It was courageous on the part of the jury, given the political climate, and we're very pleased.
Outside federal
court... I'm watching the... Oh, it's an NBC one. So...
I'd like to say continue to keep the spotlight on matters like this, and thank you for the support.
But the jury did not believe the plaintiffs had enough evidence to prove of a false imprisonment or battery on either Gutierrez or Crocker's behalf.
Officer Crocker's a police officer, and he's lived in Windsor his entire life, and he's had...
Well, anyway, so after... I'm assuming you watched it? I can't find the original video that I watched that had the...
clips of the quote-unquote raw footage. So...
Well, anyway, so pretty much what happened is that they pulled him over for tinted windows. They came out guns drawn. Of course, the license, he didn't have a normal license plate on the back, and it was kind of hard to see the normal license plate. They came out guns drawn. They thought the car was like stolen or whatever. They're like, get out of the car. And he just puts his hands out the window. He goes, okay, like what's going on? And then they wouldn't tell him, and they just started pepper spraying him. And they dragged him out. The one fat cop kind of kicked him a bit, kept pepper spraying him, kicked him, and then he wasn't really fighting him. He was just kind of letting it happen. And then they eventually stopped, and then they opened up the back of the car. They searched the car, couldn't find anything, and they let him sit in the back, and they gave him a bottle of water. And then after it all happened, it was still on camera, too. After it all happened, they were like, hey, look, we're willing to just, forget this happened. If you're willing to forget this happened, because I think they realized they just beat a fucking person in the army. He was, yeah, sure. And they gave him a water bottle. And then obviously it went to court. And he was awarded $3,600 for his pain and suffering, I'm guessing.
So I guess that sounds fair because like the media kind of portrayed him as a victim, so that's some positive publicity for him. Look at me, I'm a victim of the police brutality. I'm one branch of the government being abused by the other branch of the government. Something's hugely missing for the story because like, why would the police just pick on some random like Chevy Tahoe with tinted windows? Like there has to be some other reason why this like altercation even started. Like tons of people roll around with fucking tinted windows. Like that's just a common thing. So was there something? You said that what was wrong with the license plate on this vehicle? Was it like a government vehicle?
He just no, he just bought it, and from a dealership they gave you a paper one, and he just taped it to the back window.
Oh, so that's how it works in the U.S., right?
I believe.
Okay. Oh yeah, because in the States, whenever you get a new car, they give you like a little paper thing instead of a real plate. All right, I remember that.
Yeah,
okay, so the cops
want
to harass him. So like, oh hey, look, this guy just bought his new car. We're gonna fuck with him because his new he bought his new car and he doesn't have a plate. Let's get some easy ticket money. So then the next question is, okay, so then the cops pull it over and say, well, good evening, sir. Do you understand that you don't exactly have a valid plate on this vehicle? Is that correct? And then what happened? So then the video already starts long after they've been talking for a few minutes. And I'm guessing the army guy was like, no, dude, fuck off. I just bought this car. What else do you want from me? Here's the title. And then like something else must have happened before they started to draw guns. So of course the news is leaving that out because they want to play that narrative, especially whenever you have like a black guy being harassed by a bunch of at least one white cop, therefore racism. So they're playing it up, and that's what gets clicks. And we're gonna have another George Floyd or Rodney King situation going on here. So yeah, journalists just being journalists. What can we say? What can we do? So I don't know if you have any other pointers as to like how this escalated in the first place. So bad.
Okay, so this happened back in 2020, and the lawsuit he filed was for like $1 million, and he got $3,600. No, he filed the lawsuit in 2021.
Hey, look, man, Uncle Sam cranks out the dollars through his printing press, but doesn't mean he ain't broke too.
I don't know.
Oh, man. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Anything else you want to add, or should we just like lead this straight to our next topic of another black guy being attacked by institutional racism in the police force? What do you say?
Do you want to talk about George Floyd 2?
George Floyd 2.0, the new go from the beta to the alpha build. Sure.
Yeah.
I think I had an article for it, did I? Is that guy named Tyree Nichols? Oh, it's the Fox one, right? Fox News?
It might be. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, cool. All right, let me get a sip of water and we'll hit it.
Let me go take a leak.
Okay. So, from Fox News, Tyree Nichols' mother urges peaceful protest. Quote, I don't want us burning up our cities. Yeah, respectable thing to say, especially as a victim of as a basketball American victim or associated party of a victim of institutional racism within the American police force. So let's see what the video has to say real quick.
Tape comes out tomorrow. When that tape comes out tomorrow, it's going to be horrific.
My Lord. My Lord.
I didn't see it, but from what I hear, it's going to be horrific. But I want each and every one of you to protest in peace. I don't want us burning up our cities, tearing up the streets.
Yes, ma'am.
Because that's not what my son stood for.
Yes,
and if you guys are here for me and Tyree, then you will protest peacefully.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, well, that's the end of the video. And I'm sure there's plenty of other people on YouTube or the internet that can tell you a lot more detailed stories about what happened with Mr. Nichols. And fucking whatever. So, what I would contribute instead is that the reason protests are violent I have two hypotheses. One general rule about protesting, and the other a fairly solid conspiracy theory. So the first one is that I do not, and before I say this, of course, I do not advocate for violence. I'm just here to talk shit on YouTube. So don't blame me for, I don't know, inspiring you to cause chaos in an urban or rural area. Protests don't mean much unless there's a threat of violence. So whenever you see all these protests about basketball Americans being attacked by institutional racism within the American police force, there is the threat of rioting, turning a protest into a riot. That's how they negotiate with the government. Because the government, if you can't buy off the government, well, silver or lead. You can either take my tax money and take my bribe to change the policy that you, Mr. Governor, are doing, or we can throw a riot until you do what we want. So we're gonna get what we want either way. You want to take the money way, or you want to take the violence way? So violence is not the answer, but violence is often the question. And more often than not, the answer is yes. So that's why protests are violent. That's one theory. The other theory is that all these race riots about, once again, basketball Americans being attacked by institutional racism within the American police force, my ill suspicion is that at least a third of that is AstroTurf. Which, in case you didn't know, which is a reference to the fake grass that is being planted by the government to, like, controlled opposition, basically. So it's either silver or lead, plata o plomo, as a negotiation with the government, or it's AstroTurf. Those are the two theories as to why the race riots in the past were so much bigger. I don't know what's going on with the Nichols protests. Is it going to go a lot like the George Floyd ones, or is it going to be solemn and risk being ineffective when people just like in this video, there's just like a couple guys just like there's like a group of people just holding candles and quietly standing there, and this guy's just skateboarding here because I don't know, he just want to show off his skating skills. Like, who gives a shit? Like, if you're the governor, like, walk a mile in the shoes of like the government. You see a protest like this, it's gonna be quiet, and well, why would you care? Why would you bother to make any revisions in your police force if the protest is just gonna be like this? Obviously, this is what I believe is the correct way to protest from a moral standpoint. But how effective is it gonna be? Who is it gonna persuade? Violence is the ultimate persuasion, even more so than money. So that's the way I see this, basically. Like, I hate to put it this way, because I don't, well, I actually, well, depending on how Nichols went down, I don't know. It's kind of like...
It was pretty violent.
Yeah. But just like the George Floyd story, I mean, everyone's lying here. Like, that's my default assumption. Everyone's lying. Now we got to see whose lie is less of a lie. So, I don't know too much about it. I can't say I'm too interested in investigating this, because it just sounds like another fucking George Floyd or Rodney King story. We've all seen that a million times. What's new? This is America. Look what I'm whipping, yo. Don't catch you slipping, no. Yeah. Anything else you'd like to add, Mr. AG?
I watched the badge cam on that one. It was actually fairly violent.
Do you think it was warranted? Maybe
no. There's a full hour released. I just watched up the last 5 minutes of it. So there was 5 cops, and they had the guy. They had him, and of course he was resisting, but there was 5 cops on top of him, and one of them pulled out a baton and just started beating his face in, and they started kicking him and pepper spraying him and
By the way,
tasering him.
I don't know if you guys have ever been hit by one of those things. Those things hurt.
Yeah.
So
steel.
Solid steel rod. That's right. And
they pretty much beat him until he couldn't move anymore. And then
like
fire and EMS arrived, but there was a pretty good amount of time where he was just laying there slumped over next to a car.
So I think
and then he bled to death.
Jeez. Wow, what the fuck? So, and and of course, black cops on one black guy this time. So
five black
five
cops
big guys
on.
5 big guys. And they bust on his eyes. Oh my god. Man, I'm getting the stream taken down.
It's not our intention to make fun of what's going on. It's just we want to talk about it.
The
joke's just a bunch of idiots.
I'm sorry. What can you do in this situation other than just fucking laugh at it, right? Like, I'm not gonna fucking stand here beat my chest and be like, oh, we need to stand up against police violence against.
But I think it's pretty obvious that whatever happens, it's not going to be as big as the George Floyd riots, where the whole country rioted.
Or they're probably just gonna be quiet about it, like his mother was, if they're respectable. But again, who cares about a quiet protest? Who cares about a protest?
I could try to see
a riot's much more memorable if that's where you want to go. Which again, I don't advocate. But yeah, is it a memorial or is it something you want to see change happen? And moreover, like, the change is already happening. Like the police, no one wants to work for the police force. The police forces are shrinking. They're completely ineffective in big cities. It's already become, every city is slowly becoming Night City, minus the cyberware and cool upgrades.
You can make more money at a factory doing a simple mundane task than working for a police precinct.
Or they pay so much because of the fucking hazard pay. It might not be worth the money anymore.
Yeah, there is hazardous.
Yeah. It is dangerous work. It always has been. You're supposed to protect and serve, right? Anyway, so yeah, I think you're right. It's gonna be a bit more tame than like the George Floyd, and there's gonna be pockets of riots and other other quote-unquote protests where it's just a memorial, where people light candles and do skate tricks. Like, what's new? History repeats itself. Yeah. So, what can you, as my dear viewer, and do about this? I don't know. Maybe not give a shit. That's an idea. Be nice to cops. Prevent this from happening, and the rest is outside your control. Other than that, behave yourself.
I'll send the follow-up to that.
Right.
It's got some video you can watch.
So
about the Omicron. I'm not seeing much coverage from the news on the current protests and riots, but apparently it's going on. I found a local news station talking about it. But...
Well. Oh, this was today. Oh, cool. Breaking news. All right, let's
breaking news.
Yes.
With your host, AVC, and your guest, Alcoholic Gaming.
Now the I-55 bridge leading into Arkansas, both directions, as a matter of fact. Since the release of that video, we've shown you clips since the release, and we will continue to do so throughout the evening.
55 bridge, they kind of moved down Crump, and that's where they are.
I think it's gonna be a while before the bots will be advanced enough to like recognize you like singing the NBC theme. Well, we might get there though.
Are right now. They're on Crump at this point. We're going to join Fox 13's Daniel Wilkerson, who's been out there.
From the old bridge by way of Crump Boulevard, we turned on to Virginia, I believe it is, and then Florida. And so now we are near Florida and Virginia, I believe it is. As you can see, we've moved into a residential area. We have seen, you can see there are people up there on the balconies. They have been.
Okay, so here's what. Where was this? New York and Florida. Florida already. So okay. So Memphis, Tennessee. The crowd is chanting, "The whole damn system is guilty as hell." The whole system now, because remember, at this time it was black cops on one black guy. Oh my god. Man. So another reason why this happens in the first place is, okay, so this unfortunate man, regardless of what his race is, this happens to all races, but disproportionately one over the others, and you know exactly who I'm talking about, for a litany of reasons. And so whenever one party escalates, the other party reciprocates, but then has to escalate even higher. So then the accused party further escalates, and then it's just an escalation war, an escalation arms race until something breaks. Usually, obviously, in these cases, 5 cops against one guy. I mean, it's pretty clear who's going to win that situation. So then eventually, the cops they over-apply force to do a simple arrest, and this guy dies. And so I don't really feel bad for the cops for fucking up. I mean, like, you're a policeman, you're supposed to make quick decisions under a lot of pressure. You kind of know better. On the other hand, what did this guy do to trigger that violence in the first place? That's a very good question. I think it's going to be a while before we find out. Unless, of course, this video can tell us more, which I took the break to avoid copyright strikes because fuck YouTube.
Cheering the protesters on.
I could try to find the whole hour.
We're obviously not going to.
A badge cam.
We can put a link in our Discord maybe, and then our viewers can like check there. Because it's always good to have a full story.
But we are familiar with that sort of thing. But now, Perkins, at this point, ahead of us, there's some condos here to the left. The media seen so far this police officer. Now it seems as if this police cruiser is going to stay put. No, it's not. It's put its blinker on. And but not come into contact.
So it says that the police
And folks,
department
to
released the full
perhaps-
footage. I'd have to find the police department's website, but I found 23 minutes of it. I will send it to. Where should I send it? On the channel.
I guess long topics. Because I think that's where most of the news ends up, is just in the show topics. So yeah, if you want to see the whole video,
There it
go
is.
check out my Discord server. Go watch it before it gets taken down. Download it, spread it, jerk off to it, whatever you want. Yeah. Any more thoughts? Do you have any more details to add to this, or would you like to move on to your next preferred topic as the guest of the show? Question.
We can move on.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, you want to drop a topic, or I can pull one out of a hat?
You can pull one out, I guess.
Okay. I guess let's
I don't
talk
have any.
about. Nope.
What?
Were we about to say something?
No, I was going to say I don't have any topics right offhand. I'm looking for some.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, let's talk about the stupid shit in Ukraine. All right, so I've never heard of this journal before. From Stars and Stripes, more formally known as Stripes.com. Soldiers from 101st Airborne, 10th Mountain Divisions expected to deploy in Romania by John Van Diver on January 23rd. So this is brought to you from. Okay, here's a picture of a. Is that a girl, or is that just some kid shit at high school? I don't know. Here, let me turn on the stream on the Discord end so you can see it. Go. So yeah, I'm streaming on Discord, so you can go see what I'm seeing on my second monitor. So anyway, so this photo here is captioned with U.S. soldiers with the 101st Airborne Division fire M4s on a range in Constanta, Romania, January 12th. Elements from the division's 1st Brigade combat team are preparing to deploy to Europe and backfill units that have deployed to Romania since the summer. So, Stuttgart, Germany. Army units are gearing up for a potential deployment to Europe, which they are expected to be tasked with deterring Russian aggression in the Black Sea region. So, let's give the viewer some reference.
I understand why you were confused if that was a woman or a man.
Yeah, I don't know, but war is fought on the backs of boys, not men. So old men start wars and boys fight them. That's how society's been run. So the Black Sea is, for reference, so here I'll just send it. I'll just show you the picture. Sorry, my Google Maps is in a foreign language. So here's the Black Sea. Here's Georgia, Turkey, Romania, Moldova, Ukraine, Bulgaria. And the Black Sea is right around here. So elements from the 101st Airborne Division's 1st Brigade Combat Team and the 10th Mountain Division headquarters are preparing for the mission, the Army said. Preparation for this potential deployment and provides flexibility to reassess conditions and respond to a dynamic security environment, the Army statement says. Army said the move doesn't change force levels, but rather aims to ensure forces are positioned to provide a, quote, robust deterrent and defensive posture alongside our hashtag allies across the European continent. The Army said they did not specify where the units were going. I mean, we know where they're going. But a military official told Stars and Stripes the soldiers are expected to backfill 101st Airborne Division headquarters and a subordinate brigade deployed to Romania since the summer. However, the military could adjust where the forces go based on security conditions in the coming weeks and months. The 101st units were ordered to Romania in June and operate mostly out of Mihail Kogolniceanu Air Base, which serves as an army hub in the Black Sea region. During the time in Romania and in other locations around Europe, 101st soldiers have been tasked with monitoring events in Ukraine, spoiler alert, for potential spillover into allied countries while incorporating lessons from the war into how American ground forces train. The United States will continue to adjust its posture as needed in response to the dynamic security environment, the Army said in its statement. So, yeah. It's the fucking Cold War all over again. We're loading up, I guess we as in like NATO and the Western world at this point, are loading up.
It's just funded by America.
We're okay. So I guess we're drawing the line here. So here's Russia, right? And here's Ukraine. Here's Romania, Black Sea. So the U.S. I really want to distance myself from the U.S. at this point, verbally. They're putting soldiers here, Romania, and Russia's just kind of hanging out over here with their B team. And yeah, we're just so Russia's got his dick out, Putin's got his dick out, and NATO's got its dick out. So they're just like wagging their dicks, just like slowly coming closer to each other, just to see who wants to who's gonna start jerking off first. So that's just kind of what's going on, and it's a literal dick swinging match. In the meanwhile, it's such a fucking. So on one hand, the U.S. has to maintain its hegemony. It needs to maintain its global dominance as one of the two world superpowers. As if anyone remembers, good old Black Ops Cold War teaching us history. They talked about there could only be one superpower once, right? So it's just Cold War 2.0. Except it's not even for at least the first Cold War gave us some, I don't know, it helped to invent Velcro or something. We're not going to get any cool inventions out of this thing. It's just there's no innovations. What are we getting out of this? We just need to maintain dominance. That's the whole reason why the U.S. is still pumping money and bullshit into Ukraine. And then there's people waving their fucking blue and yellow flags. They paint blue and yellow on their cheeks, even though they're not even Ukrainian. It's so fake and gay. You know, at least real gay, at least real and gay has some style. I can list off a few gay artists or whatever, but this is just fake and gay. It's not even cool. Yeah. So. Anyway, that's what I think was going on. What about you, AG? You're probably more versed in military and history than I
am. In the 80s, we fought we had a similar thing going on with the Mujahideen in Afghanistan, trying to help the and I quote, Mujahideen brothers fight off the Soviets. We've done this before. It's history repeating itself.
Well, it's closer to the Russian border this time. It wasn't a proxy war. Well, I guess the Ukraine war is a proxy war, but a little more on the nose. Yeah.
I don't know. I think the only things I really want to say is that I think that Russia, it feels like they're backed into a corner, and they still have this old Soviet era idea of they need to expand their territory onto like the border of Germany again to feel safe, to feel comfortable. Because before, there was pretty much like the space in between NATO and Russia was just few bordering countries like Belarus, Ukraine. What was it? Finland. Well, anyway, one of the ones up north. And there were these kind of like neutral countries that weren't a part of NATO, that weren't part of Russia either, minus Belarus. And Russia feels like they're back to do a corner, of course, with Ukraine and other countries wanting to join NATO. So they feel the need to start a war for survival.
I'm pretty sure the Ukraine war... Okay, fine. I guess we can fact check it real quick. Given we could even trust the fact checkers anymore. So
the only reason why the Ukraine war is still going on is because we're funding it. We're spending more money on it.
Just like the war between Palestine and Israel, right?
Well, we're dumping more money into it almost as quickly as like us going into a war ourselves. Like the amount of money we're just like literally dumping into it. Like we just gave them tanks. We just gave them M1 Abrams tanks that are really expensive to maintain and to keep running in the battlefield.
We're just turning like Eastern Europe into the next Middle East. Where there's just no fucking end to all the wars. Oh my god. Just to do
Germany's also donating tanks.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah.
You must stand together with
their
Ukraine.
Panther line of tanks.
Yeah. So here, we can look at the Wikipedia article. Literally, English Wikipedia list of wars involving Ukraine. Look at this fucking list. Jesus. All right, let's go to the newest episode. '21st century. So 2014, the Russia-Ukrainian war. So it's been going on for a while, and people don't even know. Most people in the U.S. or Europe, any part of the global homo known as NATO, nobody really. I remember hearing news about this. What is it? Almost 10 years ago. And of course, no one really gave a shit until all of a sudden that our current administration within the U.S., thankfully not my administration, or is it? Suddenly decided, let's let hashtag stand for Ukraine. So then all of a sudden everyone suddenly everyone's a fucking expert in this war, despite not giving a shit about it like since 2014 when it actually started. So, yeah. People are herd animals. What's new? So I guess it's unfair for me to pick on the Middle East as being a place of perpetual war, partially because of the United States, especially within the last 40 or so years. But yeah, now that I think about it, every country's basically been a construct of. Every country's been ruled by the winners of each war, and war is what builds countries. I know, tautology right there, but at least it's a closed loop. So, yeah. Once again, this war is probably 9 years old. The U.S. just kind of like jumped in, I guess, within the last couple years. And as they get more and more involved, they become more and more interested. Whenever you're interested in something, you invest more into that skill or that fire to put out in the kitchen. And yeah. So I think Putin. So right now, obviously, we've got like this dick swinging match going on between Russia and NATO. Had I ever heard of that before? So Putin's if I were Putin, I would see that, okay, well, I really don't want nuclear war. And Ukraine may have lots of grain, but if we're just going to keep fighting this war, we're going to burn away all the resources that made Ukraine worth taking in the first place. So really, I think Putin's going to try to take the L because he's smarter than NATO. And NATO's going to beat their chest. Oh, look at us. We got our hegemony. Oh yeah, what the fuck you going to do, Putin? Huh? But Putin's smart enough to know, like, okay, Tovarish. Go ahead and win. I don't care. I'd rather keep the economy of Russia together, and I continue to export oil, import food, or whatever millions of resources that Russia has, to maintain the global economy. Because the global economy, I think, is a much more important mechanism. And if NATO is smart, they would continue to spout off this fake nationalism to the people through this news, and that's why you see like Fox News or like the Republicans for most part are all pro-Ukraine as well, which is fucking fake and gay. But we live in the era of fake and gay. Like this shouldn't surprise you. So that's how I kind of see this whole war going in that direction. And we as humans are kind of like, again, this dick swinging match as like a pretend war. Like imagine like two girls like just like slap fighting each other, like that's like kind of what's going on in my opinion. Except of course, as always, older men or sending the younger men to die for this old man slap fight, with at least maybe a meter in between the two old men. So yeah, this is where we're at. It's fucking pathetic, but hey. So anyway, yeah. Anything else you want to add?
I linked another one in the short, or two more in the short topics. One of them I think you might find interesting. You want me to just read the title to you? Or?
You're the guest.
Transgender woman who stalked girl as a man granted transfer to women's prison.
I guess we can do like rapid fire topics. This episode's a special short attention span edition for all you ADHD homies out there. So,
$19 Fortnite card. Who wants it?
Don't get them too excited. They might start fighting. Anyway.
Fighting over. I would put down $20 for a $19 Fortnite card. For them to fight over.
That would more than make up for itself in that $1 of entertainment. Oh boy. So this is international news reported by Fox. I'm curious, what's this? Oh wow, she's cute. Caitlin McFall. Yeah, go check her out. Oh well. Anyway,
that's her name?
Caitlin McFall. Pretty young thing in Fox News, as always. Remember, who was that? Okay, hold on. Who was that? Who's that Erin lady? Erin Burnett, that's right. Side note. I know, let's break the attention span once again. Erin Burnett used to be really pretty as well. And then, I don't know, I guess the work just kind of ruined her. And she just kind of aged a little too quickly. Poor lady.
All good things come to an end.
That's true.
Back to the article.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so Fox News reporting from United Kingdom. Transgender woman who stalked a girl as a man granted transfer. Oh, you already read the headline. So, violent trans prisoner Tiffany Scott reportedly been granted permission to transfer to an all-women Scottish prison. So, Fox News claims that Scott is known as one of the most violent inmates and managed to stalk a 13-year-old girl while incarcerated under a former identity as Andrew Burns. So, she, so despite having a clear distaste for our stunning and brave trans sisters. Oh, sorry. Anyway, addresses the prisoner by she. Has also reported to inflict self-harm by attempting suicide with by shredding tear-proof clothing and ripping an IV out of her arm, according to the Daily Record. Aggregators aggregating aggregations. Scott is being held at the all-male Lomas prison outside of Glasgow. Scottish government is facing pressure to intervene in the transfer of case after another case earlier this weekend that caused uproar when Isla Bryson, a convicted rapist, was initially granted as for an all-women's prison. Yeah, this is obviously not any huge news. Yeah, this is going to happen more and more because of legal... Because of both in the U.S. and Europe, there are legal protections for quote-unquote LGBT individuals. And whenever you grant a permission as a governing body to your citizens, there's use of the law and there's abuse of the law. So, in this case, arguably this is, quote, abuse of the law. On the other... like, if you're in that situation and you have this opportunity to try to either reduce the charges laid onto you or, better yet, get you out of jail, would you not take that opportunity? So now a lot of people who got in trouble, whether for valid reasons or not to, and are in jail, are incarcerated, especially if they're fellas, they're going to put on the wig, they're going to put on some cute girl clothes and, like, Miss Bryson here, try to play it up, because what other options they've got, That's what I'd do if I were in that situation.
Pretty smart going with the big poofy jacket.
Yeah. I mean, if you just like look at this from the corner of your eye and like don't look too closely, you might be fooled, right? I don't know. I think it's interesting.
She's got love handles.
I think it's a great counterbalance to the bullshit legal system that we in the Western world have to deal with.
Hey, this is what they wanted.
And then some. So the feminists wanted gender equality, and then the fellas were like, okay, if men and women are the same, then I guess I'm a woman now. What do you say? I'll meet you in the shower room in the ladies' prison. Be there at 6. So, fuck it. I mean, gender equality all the way, man. If everyone's a woman, then nobody's a woman. Shit.
And once everybody's a woman, no one will be.
That's correct. If everyone's a criminal, no one's a criminal.
Ooh! I almost forgot. Paul Pelosi's dash cam video. I keep saying dash cam.
Cue that up.
The badge cam video.
Oh my god!
Of what happened that night.
Overloading me. Holy shit! All right, let me look at the comments real quick. I just have a quick remark for like the people who are commenting on this. So everyone. So whenever like the Fox News, obviously you know what kind of audience Fox News attracts. Basically like pussy right wing people who aren't gutsy enough to actually like carry out their beliefs. So they're gonna say things like, "Oh, put a Mercedes badge in a Toyota. It's still a Toyota." Yeah, duh, no shit. Who fucking cares if it's true? Like, come on, Ben Shapiro. We don't give a shit about facts and logic. For people like these prisoners, it's fucking go time. They don't have time to worry about what is truth and facts and logic because the liberals don't give a shit. He's gonna go to prison. He's gonna play it up. He's gonna do rule number 1 of business: cover your own ass. And this is probably this is just a gimme from the government. At the very least, he can go to prison with the girls, so he doesn't have to deal with prison rape from male inmates. Yeah. Like, fucking, you gotta work with what life deals you. So, if you were born with brown eyes, you inherited the eye color, blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, duh. We know what's going on here. I hope other inmates, so Jerry99315, I hope other inmates help him complete the transition using traditional Flintstone scalpers in a drug-free and no anesthetics environment. Oh, wow, you don't like rapists. Oh, wow, you're so morally special. Stunning and brave. This is confusing why the doctor identified as it came out of the womb. Either it's an outie or an innie. Well, obviously that's not what's going on. Are you really stupid enough to believe that this Miss Bryson is really transgender or not? Well, may never know. I think that's up to the defense to come up and protect Miss Bryson here from this all this anti-transgender hate. What do you say? So, okay, I guess people are confused because they don't understand just the very recent, very basic, very obvious legal premises. And they don't understand that people act in their own best interests. So, yeah. Fox News isn't based. Sorry to break it to you guys. And all I did is just help explain it. Anyway, further questions, remarks, emotional outbursts? Next topic. I guess we can kind of like chain it together. So here's another similar story. Fresh. Sky News. Straight out of the UK. Okay, here's my fucking cookies. I hope you're happy. Sky News. Fresh trans prisoner Roe as girls stalker approved for move to women's jail. Similar story. Andrew, while known as Andrew Burns, who is accused of stalking a 13-year-old girl. It comes after, quote, double rapist Isla Bryson was removed from an all-female prison when Scotland's First Minister Nicola Sturgeon was forced to intervene. So, okay, which one came first then? What a time to be alive. You can fucking go to prison and you got a little hat trick by declaring yourself as transgender. If you get sent,
I am a woman now.
No, think about it this way. So let's tie it into like the earlier news article from earlier today. So if you're by any chance were one of the cops who stomped on Tyre Nichols, I guess stomping, or beat the shit out of Nichols and then had him dye your hands, here's a little trick: declare yourself as a woman to fucking save yourself. All 5 of them need to declare themselves as transgender women. What do you say? I mean, you fucked up. You beat the shit out of a guy that you really didn't really need to, just to try to arrest him. Whether or not he actually deserved it doesn't matter. The liberals don't care about facts and logic. So, rule number 1: cover your ass. Anyway, so what's different about this story? So, Bryson was removed from... Okay, so these 2 news articles are written on the same day. I'm not sure which one came first.
Well, it was obviously the egg.
It was obviously what?
It was obviously the egg.
Oh. I guess the dinosaur laid the egg first, and then it became the chicken after a few million years or so. Anyway. Trans prisoner. Bryson. Blah, 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 blah. So, comment on individuals by the Scotland Police Service were most appropriate to location to accommodate transgender people on these individualized basis.
Next topic.
Okay. All right. Whatever. Yeah. Nothing. No, you're probably right. Not much to learn here. All right. Fox News. Paul Pelosi attack.
I sent you a Fox News and a CNN and another.
Oh,
The last Fox News one I sent was a video.
All right, we're gonna do a side by side one. Okay. All right.
Do the last one that I sent relating to the topic. Fox News, Paul Pelosi seen on police body cam footage. That one. Short topics.
Hold up.
If you want, I can DM it to you.
Well, okay. Well, right now, if you can see, I've got CNN on the left side and Fox on the right, reporting on the same story. So, video on the attack on Paul Pelosi has been released.
I recommend watching the Fox one. There's nothing interrupting it or nothing over it.
So who the fuck is David DePape?
He is a male prostitute. Is who he is. He's not even like a U.S. citizen. He's an illegal alien from Canada who's like a hippie. And
he fucks old rich ladies for money.
No, he fucks old rich ladies' men for money.
Ooh.
Paul Pelosi's gay.
Ooh, interesting. Reality stranger than fiction, huh? So, oh, this is funny. Wow. So, foolishly trying to read two articles at once. So what I gather is that, DePape was fucking Paul behind closed doors, and then Pelosi's upset about it. And then Paul tried to... I guess Paul didn't attack Nancy, but Paul instead started attacking David DePape. And there was a fight between DePape and Mr. Pelosi. And that's where the videos come from?
So there's a lot of weirdness behind it. So Paul Pelosi had gotten in trouble prior to this for drunk driving, and he got the lightest wrist slap of wrist slaps. And then
drop the hammer.
Not too long after this, he's a drunk. Not too long after this, he got into some trouble with this dude, and to try to avoid looking bad, I'm pretty sure they agreed to call the cops and try to pin the blame on this guy, so that way Paul wouldn't look so bad. And coincidence, I think not. Pelosi stepped down from her position because of her gay husband. So if you slow down, if you go back to the beginning of that, if you go back to the beginning of it.
Okay. All right, let me turn the sound on, but it's fucking eerie.
So they both have a hand on the hammer. Paul Pelosi has a drink.
Drop the
hammer.
hammer.
In his underwear. There's just a lot of things that don't make sense.
Okay,
so this guy breaks into the house, and Paul Pelosi claims that he came in saying that he was just waiting for Nancy.
So I'm guessing this is Paul and this is David, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what the So Paul's got the hammer. What's he trying to do then?
Yeah, okay, so when they opened the door, they both had the hammer in their hand. And then he tries to get the hammer away from him. Paul Pelosi has a drink in his hand. He was polite enough to let him hold the hammer and let him also hold a drink.
Okay, yeah, well, clearly David made the move there. So I don't know, this fucking stupid overlay's in the way. Let me see if Fox has a better video.
Yeah, Fox is... the one I sent to you. That's why I recommend watching that one.
Fox News attack as seen on police body cam footage. All right.
As seen on TV.
But wait, there's more. Oh shit, this just gets better and better, man. I've never had so much fucking fun reading the news. Except for like that fucking the team building activity in that what was that girl that looks like Morty. That was funny. Oh, sorry about that.
Definitely
That
don't
was
want
some
all of here.
grade 8 year rape.
I definitely don't.
All right, so the Fox video is okay. So the cops pull up to the door and knock, knock, knock. Video's loading because my internet sucks. Come on.
Is it still buffering?
I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Stream just now caught up to your buffering.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just pull it up to the frame right as they open the door. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me make some tweaks to my internet settings, and let's see if that improves any. Oh wait, I don't know if it's gonna. I don't know if I might interrupt the stream. All right, we'll give this a shot. All right, if the stream goes offline, I'll just give me a few more minutes. I'll try to reconnect.
You're gonna go have vaginal.
Hello.
All of here. I definitely don't want all of here. Hello.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Okay. Okay, so here's the Fox video. It's a bit grainy.
Yeah, definitely.
Good cop. He left his camera on. If you're police, if you're in the police force, always have your fucking video. Always have the video rolling. It's mutual accountability.
Yeah. 2620, right? No, 2640. Oh, 40. Yeah, it literally said in there.
So they're just okay. So the cops are discussing like house numbers. I don't know if you heard that part.
Yeah.
So could it be possible that they were looking for like a different they were looking for like someone else entirely, and they just like oh shit here's Paul Pelosi and his gay mail.
Paul was able to call the cops.
Okay, so Paul called the cops.
Okay, so. And I listened to the way he was saying. He goes, yeah, there's a man trying to break into my house, and he said he won't leave until Nancy comes home. Can you send the Capitol, please?
Oh, my God.
There's just a lot of shit that doesn't fucking add up. Like, he was kind enough to let Paul have a drink and let him hold the hammer until they opened the doors. So that's why I'm thinking it's staged.
I'm not quite sure what to make of this either. It's just so fake and gay.
Hi. Drop the hammer.
Nope. Hey.
What is going on right now?
I'm not getting an answer on call.
And then it gets all shaky. Let's see if we can play the video at like lower speed or something. There we go. Oh yeah, okay. Alright, let's do quarter speed. Fuck yeah. Hey, go back.
And I don't think he actually hit him.
Let's play the video again on quarter speed. Come on. Come on. Come on, foxnews.com. What the fuck? Okay, here's another one.
It's quite slow.
Definitely don't want all of here.
In case you didn't.
Definitely don't want all of here.
Press on it and give it a minute.
No, I got the video playing. Okay, so Oh, that's loud. I'm sorry. Okay, so Paul sounds drunk. He's out in his fucking boxers, or maybe nothing at all. Who knows? And this David guy, not exactly the trimmest looking gigolo you can find, unless Paul's into like dad bod or something. He makes a move. First swing. God, that's so grainy.
Yeah, look, he still has his drink. There's the drink.
Damn it. Fuck you, Fox News. God, your website's dog shit. Alright, let's see if the CNN one's any better. Damn. That's awful.
The video quality?
The fucking everything about the website. God, it's so bad. Okay, hold on. I think we're getting there. Alright, let's turn the speed down.
Drop the hammer.
Quarter speed. Okay, so... So yeah, okay, there's a drink. Yeah, I see the drink. So David starts swinging. Does he hit? Can't tell.
I don't think he does.
Cops start scrambling. So Paul's on the ground. David just kind of falls on him. The cops are like...
Well, if you look at the video, as soon as David has control of the hammer, Pelosi runs away.
Does he? I thought he was on the ground. Well, let's look at
Well,
that.
if you watch it, as soon as David has full control...
Let's try to find a different video, because the fucking video player on Fox News is so bad. Okay, David Pelosi versus... No, I'm sorry. Paul Pelosi versus David DePape. Let's put it on... Let's play on YouTube.
I do want to get back into the headline. And on Friday, body cam video was released showing the attack on Paul Pelosi, the husband of then House Speaker Nancy Pelosi in home.
So, alright, here's the swing.
Nancy Pelosi was not home at the time, but the video
Oh, they blurred all this shit out. What the fuck?
Yeah.
So not only is it grainy and shaky, but then they blurred it too. Can't find any good.
I think it's time to move on. Oh, fuck.
Well, what do you think happened? Specifically. Very specifically. No? Okay. Alright.
Okay, so... I'm pretty damn sure that when they first talked about it, like when this first actually happened, they said that they said that it happened, but there was no recording of it. But then someone walked around Nancy Pelosi's house and saw cameras. I was like, well, there's cameras. We would have known exactly what would have happened. So there's just a lot of shadiness around this.
I think it's...
And a lot of people on the internet were saying that this is actually Paul Pelosi's gay lover. It's something happened that required them to call the cops to have him go to jail so Paul wouldn't look any more bad. Either that or they did this to try to bring try to make people feel bad for him because he just got in trouble for drunk driving. So...
No.
I think Paul knew he was going to swing. So as soon as he had the hammer, he gets into a stance and starts running.
So
that's just me.
You theorize that DePape swung the hammer to make it look like instead of Paul and I were gonna have sex, he's gonna say I broke into the place. And then he thought that, okay, well, we can play it off as a house attack, so it covers both of our asses. It covers both Paul's ass and my ass. Is that what he was thinking? Is that what you think he was thinking?
I don't know.
Because, like, okay, so, like, what probably is going to happen, so let's say if...
I think whatever happened is 100% a cover-up of some kind for something, so...
I'm willing to go with that theory, that Paul Pelosi, he has needs, and he doesn't want to cheat in public. So he's kind of put in the same situation as like a Catholic priest. So he's married to a woman, Nancy, good old Nancy, but Nancy, she doesn't want the D anymore. She's postmenopausal, she's busy with her job, and Paul's just kind of like...
Apparently Nancy's got big tits.
I'm sure she was rocking back when she was younger, but clearly
dude,
those
she
years
was
are
around when
gone by.
JFK... She was in politics when JFK was president, dude. She's that old. And there's a picture. There's a picture of JFK staring at her.
And
like
Nancy.
looking at her.
Let's see, let's give the vision some visual reference to the viewer. Oh wow! Holy shit! Oh damn!
Yeah, no, he's looking at it. He knows what he wants.
JFK was a fucking slayer, dude. Jackie wasn't getting shit.
He was known for having sex with people on top of the White House.
He's like Roosevelt, except even cooler. Well, not FDR, the old Teddy Roosevelt.
7-year affair between JFK and Nancy Pelosi began when she was 15.
Is this the only picture we can find of Nancy back then?
There's other pictures of them looking at each other.
And JFK. Fuck, man, you got me interested in history again. Shit. Well done. I don't know. All I can find is this picture.
I can send another one.
Nancy, fact check. Nancy Pelosi, Miss Lubrack of 1959.
Oh, is it not her?
Oh, that's misleading. Miss Lubrack. Okay, so it's just like a car.
Lubrack? What? Oh, is that not actually her?
Miss Lubrack. Okay, so it's like a pun. So Miss Lubrack is like a
fake news.
It's like a pinup model. Pinup model that goes to like a tire and lube shop. So yeah. I never heard of this. How's this fucking false? Okay, all right.
Miss Lubrack?
Nancy D'Alessandro. So this was back before... Okay, hold on. So Snopes, whether or not you believe Snopes or not, I have my own reservations, says that the dating of this photo to 1959 is a fiction concocted to make it plausible that the woman pictured could be a young Nancy Pelosi. In fact, it was fake taken in 1951 when Nancy D'Alessandro was but 11 years old. Okay, well, moreover, pictures of Nancy D'Alessandro was taken when she was about 20 show that although she bore a slight resemblance to the woman. Okay, so this is indeed Nancy Pelosi back then. And JFK's just fucking checking her out.
Look at the tits.
I buy it, I guess. So when's this picture from then? This yellowed out one. I'm guessing this is Nancy?
Yeah, I guess.
It kind of looks like her. Anyway. So yeah. Back to the original topic, yeah. So clearly Nancy wasn't the sprightly young woman that she was. And Paul's probably not getting any. So he's basically in the same he's in the same box of no sex or a a gay place. He's between a asexual rock and a gay place. And he has to find an outlet somehow. You got to get the poison out one way or another, right? So I don't know where this David guy comes from. Again, he's not exactly a male model. He's rocking a bigger dad bod than Paul himself. My theory is that Paul they're going to play it up as like a housebreak situation to cover up the fact that Paul's needs aren't met by Nancy. So he's got to outsource it to another guy. And of course, he doesn't want to take he doesn't take the same course of action as a Catholic priest does by calling on younger boys. So he looks for a husky grown man to fulfill his needs instead. And DePape sees that, okay, well, we were about to do business, so to speak. But the cops came in too early because you said, what is it? Did you say, AG, that Nancy got concerned and called the cops onto their place of residence?
I don't know. All I think is that it's this interaction right here where the cops answered the door is a cover up for something, because it just doesn't make any sense. So we have video of the big fat guy breaking in a window. We have Paul Pelosi able to get to the phone, but with the guy in the room says that he won't leave until Nancy comes back. And on the call, that guy said that he was a friend of the family.
That's
David said he was a friend of the family. Paul asked for the Capitol Police. They're like, no, this isn't the Capitol Police. This is the so-and-so precinct or whatever. They show up. They both have hands on the hammer. Paul has a fucking drink in hand, and the second he gets the hammer away, Paul makes a move to run. I think it was staged. That's just a theory.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. But I have, I guess, others. Well, I'm going with like the gay prostitute theory. We're going with that timeline. But then he broke in. Like, is it just like, I guess? Well, then if it's a prostitute, that's like a very specific fetish. Like Paul wants to get railed by some like house-breaking thief or burglar. He has a burglar fetish or something, which is a bit. That's where it starts to like lose its plausibility, I guess. Anyway, all right. Well, I want to keep talking about this, or you want to hit me with another topic?
Do you want to keep going, or do you want to? What do you want to do?
You put them all in short topics, right? Okay, we'll just go down the list. We're gonna keep the topics short and keep the ball rolling. Yeah, buddy.
Joe Cardinale is the NYPD lieutenant, retired. Joe, nice to see you, and welcome back. It has happened yet again. What Brian just
thing happening. So, repercussions from the police.
Another video from Fox News. Oh wow.
Never happened.
Teenager seen pummeling New York Police Department officer on video.
So we had that discussion, and thank God he wasn't by himself. He had some assistance over here. And look what we've come to. I mean, Pat Lynch is right. They would prosecute the cop faster than they would prosecute this individual.
Really?
Oh, definitely, because if the cop would have used that chokehold, that would have been front page. And thank God for Fox News. And I'm not just saying it because I'm here and I've been here. I'm saying it because this station is the only one that brings this to light. This is not being covered on the other stations the way it's covered here. And so only the people that watch this station will really get the gist of what's happening. So this has to be outrage amongst all New Yorkers, and it's not happening. And I don't understand.
It's all big cities across America. I appreciate the compliment on that. But, Joe, here's what Pat Lynch said from the union. The criminals underground know they can get in a brawl, choke a cop, and be back out in hours. Cops are putting ourselves on the line to make sure the subways are safer, but we're feeling abandoned by a justice system that will not back us up. True story.
True story, 100% right. I mean, what did Mayor Adams do when he went up to Albany? Did he, run to protect his cops? Did he put that foremost, that this is the issue up there? Or did he put the fact that he wants to control the schools on the table first? And that's what he came back with. He didn't come back with a plan for these cops. These cops are out there by themselves, fighting every day by themselves. Thank God they have the union backing them up and each other, because they definitely do not have the support of this city council, this mayor, or this government. It has nothing to do.
Here are the numbers, Joe. To date in New York now, 2,119 officers have left the job, 1,472 retiring, 647 resigning. That number.
Okay, these are images I got off of Fox. If you want to look at them, apparently Nancy's got some fucking. She's got two Nancys dangling up from her chest.
Put that in non-safe for work.
Not safe for work.
It belongs there. Well, yeah, I guess it's just to continue. Well, the video I just played. What's new?
Friends, I'm Greg Merriweather. We're going to start with that video outside of Reggie's Bar.
Okay. Rhode Island from Fox News, published today. Rhode Island high school staff solicits donations to pay cartel Coyote, who brought student into the U.S. What the? So Coyote is some kind of slang for like what, a head honcho?
There's smugglers that smuggle people into the country. Also tied in with the cartels.
So a coyote is a human smuggler?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
We're going to bring in Dan Stein, president.
Where's not? Oh, NSFW. Okay.
Reform. Dan, thanks for getting up with us this morning. We just heard Brooks' piece there talking about Dan Crenshaw. He compared the cartel to ISIS. So when is the Biden administration going to start treating it as if it is ISIS? Because it is a dire situation down at the border.
Jeez.
Look, I've been studying the issue my whole life.
Did you
this
see
is
him?
happening on purpose.
Sure
the Biden
I'm not sure
administration, co-conspirators.
Yeah, that's a real picture from her Italian vacation.
Yeah, there's three Nancys in that picture, all right. Fuck. Jesus. Oh man. What would you rather have?
What?
The
old granny titties that are abnormally big?
I think it could compromise, but like Pelosi in her 40s. Like that's when she starts to hit like that postmenopausal growth, I guess. Well, not really postmenopausal 40, but she's getting to that.
Watch
age.
this move, little boy. This is what I did on JFK.
Fuck. All right,
Across America now, we have no interior enforcement, no immigration law enforcement. Obviously, criminal aliens are being released en masse, in part because there's no detention. They don't detain people. They're paroling in people under phony asylum claims by the millions and incentivizing cartels to keep smuggling people in. Katie Hobbs, the new governor in Arizona, she's operating like a travel agency to bring people in and send them all over the country.
Oh,
it's
look at that
happening
brand new
for a
Ram
reason.
truck.
These things are happening to expect the Biden
Overturned by the
administration
fuzz.
to voluntarily change course when they want this to happen is ridiculous. The Republicans in Congress need to do more than just hold hearings, more than oversight. They need to attack the appropriations of Department of Homeland Security. Tell Mayorkas, the Department of Homeland Security Secretary, you cannot continue business as usual. You are breaking the law, violating it, making up new immigration laws as you do, and incentivizing hundreds of millions of people who will want to come here in the future.
You know, every single one of those 7 members who took the time to talk about this on Tuesday at that hearing, those 7 GOP members, they all spoke to the fact that drugs are just being floated over our border like it's nothing. You know, the DEA seized over 50.5 million fentanyl-laced fake prescription pills and then 10,000 pounds of fentanyl powder. That was in 2022. Those numbers were just released. You know, and it takes time to get those drugs into the country, and now it's going to take time to get them out of the country. So do you think we're just too far gone, or do you think there's going to be a plan that's actually fentanyl
So that's
powder
interesting. Okay, so so Pfizer pumps out a bunch of drugs. We write it as prescriptions. That's totally legal. But then we turn around, and the drugs, of course, eventually make their way. They make their way around, and then we suddenly decide it's illegal. That's just an interesting anecdote. I know, duh. You know, sharing prescriptions are illegal, but why? Think about it. Why? Why specifically? Conclude as you will. Fucking God, the war on drugs is so fucking stupid.
That was in 2022. Those numbers were just
And
released.
it's also like partially the reason why like cartels even exist. In addition to like, you know, the free welfare we give illegal immigrants and keep them here in exchange to vote for Democrats. Yeah. So the America is just kind of shooting itself in the foot. And then now it's struggling to find the person to point the finger to for shooting, for pulling the trigger on that said gun. Like, so what's America? What's Uncle Sam gonna do now? Who shot him in the foot? I don't know. Emperor is fully clothed as far as I understand. He's just wearing his invisible armor as always. Ooh.
You know, and it takes time to get those drugs into the country, and now it's going to take time to get them out of the country. So do you think we're just too far gone, or do you think there's going to be a plan that's actually going to work to get these drugs under control?
Well, part of the problem is our polarized political system. I mean, Republicans are talking one language, Democrats are talking another. Democrats are invested in trying to re-engineer the electorate through mass illegal immigration to try to retain one-party political control for 50 years. They don't give a darn about what's happening at the border. They don't care about fentanyl deaths. They don't care about illegal immigration. They're
Of course they don't. Where else are they gonna buy their votes?
rewarding it, incentivizing it, encouraging it, and doing everything they can to promote it. How can you possibly expect Democrats to turn around and do something different? They're playing a long game here, a long political game. And so the American people need to understand our country is being destroyed by a political system that is no longer responding to the needs of the American people.
And I want to get to this.
Plot twist, never did.
And Democratic Arizona Governor Katie Hobbs is defending her decision to keep busing migrants out of this.
Keep busing. Fucking no cap. Keep busing. Oh my God, I had to.
State. So it's not just Republicans who are doing it, it's Democrats as well. I'm going to read this statement from her. She said, "We just wanted to make sure that we were addressing the issue, and as I talked about many times in the campaign, in a way that was the best use of taxpayer resources and something that wasn't a political stunt." What do you make of this?
Well, Katie Hobbs, who would not, of course, debate when she was running for governor.
I'm sorry, what's that, AG?
Bussin'.
Straight bussin', bro. On God, for real.
Wouldn't have to defend the position, but it's different. In her case, she's actually sending the people to where they want to go. She's like a travel agency to help illegal immigrants get where they want to go. So she's actually a partner, conspirator with the smuggling operations to say, oh, where you want to go? New York? No. You want to go to Chicago? Great, we'll take you there. I mean, what the hell is that? Why is our tax money being used to smuggle in illegal aliens?
A travel agency. That's the...
It's to buy votes. That's where all our tax money's going. Your tax dollars hard at work as always.
First time I've heard it refer to that, but you are absolutely right. Dan Stein, thanks for getting up with us this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, that was fun. That was a bunch of Zoomer jokes that were totally worth it. Okay, let's see the dumbass commenters. Let's see what they're saying. So the school got involved. The school was accommodating these quote unquote illegal immigrants. So what I think happened is that the school listened to the sob story of this coyote, and they bought it, and they wanted to feed their Jesus complex and feel good about themselves by helping this poor immigrant who's just struggling to make it in the States. So that's why they kind of accommodated him and held him away from the cops. Then when the cops finally come along, then they're like, "Oh, bye." Yeah. It's like hiding Anne Frank in your cellar, right? Except Anne Frank turned out to be a drug smuggler. No, a kitty smuggler. Yeah. Yeah. A lot more grind set than Miss Frank did. Anyway. Someone's made like a bashing account against Nicole Solas, domestic terrorist. This lady's not a fucking terrorist. Like, come on. She's just gullible. Like a lot of you people. So they're making this account just to fucking cancel this poor, dumb, probably unwitting school teacher. We have a student who came to America with Coyote, which is a group that helps people. Okay, that's kind of sus, not gonna lie. What the fuck? Oh, man. Shit.
We want to go now to...
All right. AG, you still there?
Yeah, still here. After staring at Nancy for a little while, it kind of got me interesting into the older slice of things.
As long as you brought lotion, bro.
I sadly ran out. We're going dry on this run.
Oh, jeez.
I think I'm good. I don't got anything else I want to talk about.
Shit. All right.
Might,
well, we're on 2 hours. I can keep going. I don't. Do you feel like if you gotta go, I'm not one to keep you. But you want to do like card news or something?
I think I'm good.
Okay. All right.
2 hours is that's enough for me.
Fair enough. Well, let me go look through my list real quick, and if I run out of topics, I have other things I could do as well.
I'm gonna chime out. Make sure to check out my YouTube channel, please. Oh my God, ooh.
Please, ooh. Excuse you very much. Yeah, go check out. Oh wow, he's gone already. Yeah, check out Alcoholicgaming. Black Ops 3 zombies, comedy, gameplay. He knows a good time, and he'll show you one. So, yeah. I might just do one more for the road. Let me see. I guess I could. I guess I'll do this one. So yeah, here's a continuation of the last topic. I don't know if I didn't do too well covering that topic. I was half awake. My brain wasn't working. So bring your tissues, bring your violin. It's going to be a real sad story here. Business Insider. A Google employee of 11 years says he and his wife stared at each other in disbelief when they realized they'd both been laid off by the company. So, Sundar Pichai, a CEO of Google parent Alphabet, said on Friday that 12,000 jobs would be cut with a very solemn face. Wah, wah, wah. Google said he and his wife were both laid off by the tech giant in Friday's mass culling. Ashish Kalsi wrote on LinkedIn that they stared at each other in disbelief at the morning that their daughter slept. Kalsi says he's on an H-1B visa and has a 60-day countdown to find a new role or leave the U.S. Just like the article I hit on last week. Skilled, very, very skilled, don't get me wrong, very skilled and very talented immigrants coming to a Western country. And now they're getting cut loose because Silicon Valley doesn't know how to do hiring and firing budgets. So, yeah, I guess they're trying to play up that they're struggling. These very talented, highly paid engineers are struggling. They need help. They need all your thoughts and prayers. Oh, my God. Oh, look, a couple with a 4-month-old baby were victim of being fired. Oh, wow, come cry with me for them. Let's send more thoughts and prayers for these people who don't know how to find a fucking new job. Or maybe they do. They just want to get a little more victim points, because we all know that being a victim is how you make it in today's economy and legal system and society. Being the most pathetic victim is how you rise to the top of the stack. So, to keep the conversation going, let's look at the comments. We are in a historical... So, Ivan Drago, the famous rival of Rocky. We are in a historically strong economy, said by Joe Biden. Yes. Yes, very good. Very well. That is very true. War is peace. Freedom is slavery. Douglas Atwater, welcome to the reduction in force. The U.S. military has been doing it for decades. Men and women who have had answered the call, deployed multiple times to test locations, acquired great leadership qualities and skills, have been shot up and fixed with 6 to 15 years invested, suddenly told, thank you for your service, goodbye. Yeah, you're a bigger victim. Yeah. Except you probably have less job prospects than these fucking IT crybabies. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to Realityville. Welcome to, okay, CDB. Welcome to Realityville. Sucks, but that's life. I don't feel sorry for these tech giants and their employees. Yeah, amen. Greg Johnson, LOL, appears India is going to have a few more residents. Good for them. These fucking... Look at these pansies with their fucking angry reacts. Eat shit. Let's see. Okay, this actually... I think this one led to a really interesting conversation last time I looked at it. That's because fake name guy is a sociopath and capable of empathy. Your pity will not get you hired or fired from a job. Money does not care about your fucking feelings. Hate to break it to you. Actually, I don't hate to. I think you deserve to hear it. Fuck you. No nothing. Be a sad world with that technology. Yes. No nothing. I 100% agree. That is actually a very poignant. Well, very poignant to me as a technophile myself. As someone who aspires to be the best cyborg that he can in 2077. Technology is pretty important. Thus, again, don't worry. Do not fucking worry. These people, these victims of these horrendous layoffs from their 6-figure engineering jobs, they can find work elsewhere. And if they can't, they need to go. So, IT will be there. IT will, as far as I understand, so long as the Western world's infrastructure holds together, IT will continue to grow. Hardware, software, you name it. There will be, and then when we build robots, we will need technicians to fix the robots, which means you will have to be versed in software and hardware and be handy with tools. IT still has a future. What the fuck are you crying about? Oh wait, your inability to go look for a job after being laid off from Google, sucking the dick of government through this multi-billion-dollar corporation? Boo-hoo. Cry me a river and then build a bridge and get the fuck over it. This post, okay, so Ralph Hudnall replied to C. Metcalf. This post is not wrong, though layoffs happen quite often, but their story is not told. Most of them are not salaried people, and none of them were shown much empathy for the cuts. Regarding the visa situation, it would stand to reason that he had enough money to be on a path to citizenship years ago. Yeah? See who it is you can't criticize, and now you know who rules over you. Tech is not going away. Like other businesses, bloated companies will find a way to do the job of fewer people. Bingo. Bingo. Automation is another reason why these layoffs are happening. In addition to the hiring binge they went on at the beginning of COVID, and then now they're going on a firing binge. Tim Dingle. Could be your job that could be next to be chopped for the greed of the bosses. Yeah, workers of the world unite. Rah, rah. Okay. Eddie Ataquayefio. In response to Ralph Hudnall, the visa situation is not about money. It is not about procrastination. It is about reality. India and China have a yearly cap on green cards. The line is so long that folks from these countries stay on H-1B for years. My colleague is in his 13th year on H-1B. I know others who, with over a decade, H-1B visas as well from those two countries. Well, look, as a child of immigrants who came to my current country legally, it's work, but coming legally is definitely worth it. And I think my parents would have had the spirit to, whether or not they could leave their home country to come to their current country, would have probably made the best out of their lives in any case. Once again, if you're a six-figure software engineer working for one of the Silicon Valley giants, you are employable elsewhere. And I don't give a shit about how fucking convincing your sob story is. You know what to do. Go wipe your fucking crocodile tears with all that money. And really long resume. I'm sure there's enough paper to absorb every drop of it. But, of course, if I were in that position and I could score some free victim points, yeah, you know what? Guilty. I would have done the same. And clearly it's making the rounds, and clearly it's working, otherwise I wouldn't be talking about it. And all these other people wouldn't be talking about it as well. So, okay. Abraham Thomas, in response to Ralph Hudnall. Facts, they are becoming more efficient with the use of AI, therefore requiring fewer employees. Now we have to adjust and live within our means and probably get back to multi-generational households. Yep, bingo. Or, wild idea, how about you learn to work on the machine to become a machine technician instead of crying about being beat by it? Just an idea. Technology's pretty fucking cool, man. We've gotten pretty far with that shit. And I guess I'm privileged to be in a fairly congruent field of work, to say the least. I love technology. And I think you should learn to harmonize with it than try to beat it. Because it will not only will you lose, it will fucking squash you. So you're best off teaming up with it than against it. Or you can just live like the Unabomber and just go bang rocks for entertainment. While the next guy will come over and confiscate your land with his robot army. And you can just throw rocks at them, feebly trying to defend yourself. And I will not pity you. Steve Franklin, in response to Know Nothing. Who's Know Nothing? What did Know Nothing say? Be a sad world without technology. Not really. I often wish I could go back to the 70s and 80s when everyone wasn't connected to their phones and games. Life was better back then. Well, Joe Blow said it better. In response to Steve Franklin, life was better for you, maybe. For those of us who prefer to be much more efficient, not so much. By all means, though, feel free to return to that time yourself and stop using MSN or the internet in general. Nobody is forcing you. You can refuse to use any of the things you're complaining about. The fact that you haven't says perhaps that there's an advantage to all that technology that you take for granted after all. And eight salty pussies started crying in response to that comment. As you can see here. Troy Kersey, agree. These tech giants and their 99% liberal employee base has been an enemy to American people for years. I have little sympathy. I love technology, but I don't like government cocksuckers and bureaucrats, you know? So, yeah. Fucking, again, wipe your fake tears with all those dollar bills and your long resume. You've got enough paper to absorb every single drop of it. Cricket S says, life was simpler back then, but not necessarily better. I was able to work remotely for 2.5 years before I retired. That is something I would not have been able to do back in the 70s and 80s. Yeah, but Cricket, I'm a boomer, and I don't like learning about technology because I'm fucking lazy. I want life to be as I wish, not your wish. Corey C. Anybody's job could, unless you're the owner. RIF? RIF sucks, but it's part of life. What is it? Reduction in force. Yeah, that's the fucking economy, dude. Companies come and go. Are you gonna die with it? Or are you gonna jump off that boat and go swim? And probably develop some serious athletic ability in the meanwhile. Like, fucking... God, people are just... Anyway. Agreed. Poor babies making a bloated salary for what? Yeah. So, yeah, Corey's on point with this remark here. God, there's so many more comments. High-tech's... Okay, William Santini. High-tech has been on steroids for decades. What's happening now is the same thing that happened to manufacturing decades ago. Business... Yep, Luddites. Businesses large and small moved overseas, downsized, and merged, leaving... Oh, shit. Hey, what the fuck? Leaving... What the fuck? Leaving thousands of skilled machinists permanently out of work. No one has seen this coming because it was so good for so long, but what makes these high-tech companies with top salary payouts, profits, and dividends to their stockholders any different? It doesn't. Their priorities are no different than they were then. Yeah. The market shifts. The market shifts with the tide. Are you going to scream at the wave to stop? Or are you going to learn to surf? That's entirely your choice, isn't it? Yeah. So let's see if there's any other good comments here. So awesome when lefties... William Hendershot. So awesome when lefties are exposed to the failures of their own policies, yeah. That is a senseless post, but so are maggots. Not now, the irony here is astounding. Magats should look up the meaning of words before attempting to use them. No need to look it up as I know what it means. And this is a clear cut case of it. Thanks again for proving my point. That's a cute little altercation. Ron Green. Someone needs to make up a story and stick with it. A couple weeks ago, companies were all complaining that they needed staff and no one wanted to work after COVID. Now they're laying them off by the thousands. Hard to form any kind of opinion with so many conflicting realities. Well, it's because the companies are just trying to cover their ass. Rule number one of business. Ever heard that before? I haven't. I don't know where I got that, man. I just came out of my imagination. Yeah, hire too many. Now you got to fire them all. Fire them all. What's new? Every job is temporary. 30 days or 30 years. That is true. That is gold right there. Look at that. Every job is temporary. 30 days or 30 years. Fucking Josh Fluke would cry reading that. Cry in tears of joy, of course. So, look at this. Look at this bleeding heart, Karen. These comments prove that the world lacks empathy and compassion. Not a surprise, considering humans are evil creatures, I guess. Yeah, duh, they're fucking evil. They don't give a shit. Well, they're not evil. They're apathetic. So... Ralph Hudnall. I have the exact same level of empathy I was shown the 4 times I was laid off during my career. Let's please not make this political. Making it political shows a lack of empathy. Who gives a fuck about your empathy? Go eat shit. Oh, man. Speaking for yourself, of course. God, fucking Karen. Just can never escape the Karens. I've never been so entertained by a comment section. I really shouldn't be, but here I am. Okay, RW. Here's a good one. OMG. One day they will figure out that Google's a business trying to make a profit and not an adult daycare. Time for them to wipe the tears out of their eyes, blow their noses, and go get new jobs. Companies have always, ellipses, see more, been laying off workers. These snowflakes need to quit whining. You know, they gotta score what they can, because apparently applying for a new job is just such a heart-wrenching agony. My. They weren't fired, they were laid off. We can call RW replies. They weren't fired, they were laid off. They can call it downsizing. The business world is based on economics. The labor requirement expands and contracts. The economy is contracting. These layoffs are no surprise to anybody paying attention. One day you will learn that there's no employee that can't be replaced. Layoffs happen every day. Time for your generation to quit looking for somebody to blame while they get kicked out of their adult daycare and accept that that's a part of life. If you're smart, you save money during the good times. This is an old good story. I've been there myself. I went out and got a new job. Oh, man, I love all this salt. Terry Slater, in response to John M. John M. with the empathy argument. Empathy. How do you determine that there was no reason for these 12,000 folks being terminated? They were let go because they were in excess to the company's immediate and short-term needs. They found out in such a manner to prevent the very same folks from damaging company property before departing. It has been a huge issue that leaving folks in place for 2 weeks with advance notification of termination has led to massive amounts of damage that these employees wreak upon the companies before they even walk out of the door. Some examples have been terminated software engineers planting bugs in the system timed to start destruction programs after the employees have left. It has cost the business hundreds of millions to billions to recover from these employee acts of sabotage. Wow. That's that's one way to leave the job. Fuck. Here's a massive virus that will fucking shut down the entire... God, jeez. Salty. I'm sure you'd be blubbering like a baby if you lost your 60K a year job. People are allowed to not like being fired. Yeah, well, people here are also allowed to make fun of you for crying. Oh, man. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh, shit. Stop. Okay, anyway. I think I got my point across, yeah. When you get fired, go fucking find a new job. And if you can't find a new job in the industry, it's time to retool. It's time to diversify your assets as an employee. Or businessman. Start a business. With all that fucking Google money, I'm sure you can put something together. No, not just with all that Google money. Google money and a likely master's or PhD in fucking computer science. You can get, you're creative enough. You have the brain power. No one here is crying for you. Even if they do, what value is their tears? You can't use your tears to pay rent, or finance your house, or buy a new car, or pay for bills, or buy food. Tears don't pay for that. You know what does? Work. Especially you, Mr. Software Engineer, that recently got laid off by Google, or Meta, or insert generic Silicon Valley multi-billion-dollar corporation. Your biggest asset is your skills. And you clearly have a lot of them. So what the hell are you doing here? Why not just go find a new job instead of crying about it to the press? Like, you're better than this. I believe in you. I think you can do it. Fractured Daisy, do Google employees feel that they're special and immune from having this happen to them? Hey, welcome to the real world. Finally, a based girl commenter. I respect that. Here, have a like. There you go. I did install to my children before they headed out on that adventure to the world as an adult. Have a treat under your belt to fall back on for those hard times we all will encounter. Think emojis. One think emoji. Diversify your skill set. Fuck yeah. Amen. Here's another like for you. Hopefully your comment gets seen more. There we go. I think it's looping. What the fuck? It is looping. So I click see more comments and then it just gives me the old comments. That's sketchy. Wow. What the fuck? Oh my god. All right, let's keep them rolling. All right, I got more shit. I'm feeling good today. Shit. Glad I got that sleep. All right, let's do some car news. I know, angry vegan cyclist talking about cars. How ironic, huh? Reality is stranger than fiction. All right, let me find something. Oh, Puppy Jack. I'm sorry, I did not notice you. Quote, now all of a sudden they care about black-on-black crime. Well, is this really crime? If you're the law, is it possible for you to commit crime? You know, chicken or egg question there, I guess. What if he's a horrible criminal like George Floyd then I don't care that the cops murdered him. I think George Floyd was just some kind of like hood rat who was just doing hood rat shit. I don't think he's... I think it was just it's kind of it was excessive. But coming from the police perspective, yeah, when your adrenaline is that high, your number one concern is addressing the threat immediately in front of you, which often means partially deliberate over application of force. Does this excuse their behavior? I wouldn't say so. I would still take disciplinary action if I were their head of police department for my constituent officers. Now, as always, I'm explaining the behavior, not justifying it. So, yeah, it's not, the problem's not really getting worse, in my opinion. The way I see it, it's just kind of plateauing, and it's just this is the new normal. We're going to get desensitized to it, and the news is going to find new ways to re-stimulate us by being creative or just straight up making up shit. And the problem, because people are fucking gullible, they believe everything in the news. They don't. Well, I mean, the news, to some degree, is obligated to tell the truth. But of course, they hit you with the headline, they hit you with the first paragraph, a video, and then they explain that, oh, it's actually not that crazy once you get to the end of the article, which is effective journalism 101, right? So that is probably going to make the perception of the problem worse as the years go on, but really, what has changed? It's just the fucking Rodney King shit all over again, and history repeats itself. What is new? Nothing. Nothing at all. So, yeah, thank you for your contributions, Puppy Jack. I hope to see more comments from you or anyone who decides to drop in. So let me find that car article. Oh, no. We forgot. Okay, we'll do the bonus article first. So, surgeons extract condom wrapped. Actually, no, hold on. Man ate in hormonal. I like MSN News because there's like a huge comment section. It's always fun to look through the comments. As well as like the like to dislike ratio. That's always good shit. God, my internet is so bad. I need a sip of water. I need to go use the bathroom. I'll be right back. We'll have a commercial break. Once again, Alcoholicgaming, Black Ops 3, Zombies, comedy, gameplay. He brings friends. Go check him out. I'm featuring him on my channel. He just left probably about an hour ago. So, yeah. There's also David and Michelangelo. Marketing advisor, Colombia, looking for English-speaking clients. He still is AWOL for probably the third week by now, and I can go hit you up if you are interested in his. I can go hit him up if you are interested in his services. So I will go take care of some private matters, and I will be right back within a few minutes. Thank you very much. Okay. All right. Oh shit, did I not include links in the description? Fuck. Oh well, there's only 2 people watching. Who gives a shit? Okay, okay, anyway. Alright, here's our fun article. So, a New York Post. Friday. Surgeons extract condom-wrapped banana. Man ate in hormonal rage fit. Was he trying to get some sexual peeling? Knee slap. A 34-year-old man has been hospitalized after eating a banana wrapped in a condom in a fit of rage, which resulted in a serious bowel blockage. A case study found describing his bananas, adjective, ha ha ha, contraceptive calamity, despite being the world's first case of its kind, was published in the Journal of Curious. A bizarre case came to light after the unidentified patient was reported to the hospital after experiencing abdominal pain, nausea, and vomiting. Meanwhile, he wasn't able to tolerate any food or drink and hadn't had a bowel movement for over 24 hours, Jam Press reported. Doctors performed a CT scan to reveal that the poor soul had ate a condom-wrapped banana, obstructing his small intestine. The patient, who reportedly had a history of depression, copped to swallowing the prophylactic fruit in a fit of hormonal rage. Yeah. So I'm just so fucking mad. I'm just gonna swallow a banana wrapped in a condom. You're right. That totally makes sense. His last bowel movement was on the day prior to the onset of symptoms, the study said, Jam Press. This is the first instance of someone swallowing a banana in a condom. The inadvertent fruit mule was subsequently rushed into surgery, where certain doctors were able to remove the plant from his poop shit. Look at this fucking child language. Oh my God. Man, I wish AG was here to fucking see this. Accompanying photo snapped post-extraction to show the contraceptive swaddled bruised fruit next to a pair of surgical scissors. The man was discharged 3 days after the potassium balloon's removal, whereupon he recovered to the point where he could eat and poop without issue. 2 weeks after the operation, he was tolerating a low-fiber diet without nausea or vomiting. The report read he had returned to normal bowel movements and his pain was well controlled. They added at 6 months, he continued to endorse normal bowel movements and diet. He was able to slowly resume his active lifestyle and did not have major concerns. Oh my God, the banana was blocking the man's small intestine. The man said he'd swallowed the potassium-filled prophylactic in a fit of rage. Oh, sure. Okay, we'll go with that. Yeah, right. Jam Press, by, I guess, according to Jam Press, this marked the first known instance of someone swallowing a banana in a condom per the study. Authors noted that small bowel obstructions are rare and normally result from, quote, the ingestion of drug-filled condoms to smuggle illicit drugs. I was thinking that he's doing something sexual, but then he fucked up, and he tried to spin it as like, oh, I was just so mad, I just felt like swallowing a banana in a condom. But that's the other explanation. Is he was trying to smuggle drugs. This isn't the first time someone had swallowed an unusual object, however. Earlier this month, doctors were flabbergasted after discovering a 4-year-old's colicky pain turned out to be caused by a magnetic bracelet that he swallowed. God damn. Gino OPJJV Welshman. Was there classified documents in there too? So is this part of the Pelosi tape that was released? Oh, this is too good. Oh, fuck. Oh, my God. All right. Oh, shit. Oh, my cheeks hurt. Oh, who the fuck needs comedy when there's reality? Oh, oh man, there's so much more good news. I could just do this whole fucking show on news. You know what? I guess we'll just keep on trucking. Anyway. All right, let's pull up another stupid article. Just to show the lowest lows that journalism has come to. Let me go find it real quick. This article kind of hits me personally. Because I know where the pictures are from. Maybe. Oh, that's not it. Oh, well, interesting nonetheless. All right, let's take off the cover. All right. Through MSN, Hot Cars, the journal known as Hot Cars. I don't know how this made it to MSN. So in car news, Hot Cars talks about by Kiran Menon last Friday. These abandoned multi-million-dollar supercar barn finds are simply unreal. As they pull up a computer-generated image, which I highly suspect is from the latest Forza Horizon, because this looks a damn lot like barn finds from Forza Horizon 4, which was one of my favorite games of all time. And yeah, I believe I've shown many instances where come on, oh shit. All right, hold on. Let me pull the article back up. I'm sorry. So, here's just this article written by some schmuck in Hot Cars, and he's using pictures I guess it's kind of misleading. So he talks about, okay, so but you've ever managed barn fires might look like in the future. So, wow, that's clever. Okay, I think I see what's going on. So, so he talks basically this is, I swear to God, this is probably like a paid promotion for the Dizzy Viper guy, who is on Instagram. He's a computer animator, as you might be able to tell, and he is, yeah, he's just promoting his CGI skills, and he's talking. So this is like a pretend. Okay, so this is what the article's about. So it's talking about a future realistic portrayal of what barn find cars like you would see in, again, Forza Horizon. Awesome game series. Go play it. # not sponsored. That would look like in the future, because obviously, like, the barn finds in Forza Horizon are like really old cars, and in the future, obviously, the supercars today will be like these dusty old pieces of crap in, like, I don't know, 40 years from now. So this is really I don't know why people are hating on this article. I guess they're disappointed because they expected to see, like, they expected real pictures of real cars here. But it just turns out that it's all CGI art, which is perfectly valid. CGI is I'm not too well versed in it, but it's both demanding at the technical and artistic level. So it really takes some big brain homies just to do computer generated art. So let's go look at the comments. So T. Joe Robertson, what is the purpose of this? Someone needs to get a life. Well, the purpose of it is this fucking, well, what's his face? Forgot already. He's that forgettable. The Dizzy Viper. The Dizzy Viper probably paid for a promotion through journalism. And whether or not you like it, you're putting eyeballs on his business. So, yeah. These aren't even real. These are renders. All of them signature on the bottom right. If you read the story, it clearly stated that they were fake. Yeah. These are all renders. None of the photos are real. Please read the captions before spreading false information. It literally says it in the hashtags. Try reading the story. It clearly states that they are fake. Even though these renderings are fake, very high-end cars are abandoned in the Middle East. Yep, that is true. Somebody does not mind wasting money. That can mean a lot of things. Must have been Biden's relatives reporting this. Yep. Yes, they are, and so is Bigfoot, Loch Ness, Flat Earth. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Talented fellow. Yes. So this is really just an article about someone who is bored and looking for clicks on their Instagram account. Yep. When the title says Unreal, it's being literal. Haha. File abandonment papers and take control of the cars. You actually think they're real. That's funny. Clickbait. Yep, that's called effective journalism. Anyway, that was fun. Yeah. I don't know. Go play Forza Horizon. That's all I really had to show. Okay, moving on. Let me see if there's any, the street Toyota makes a huge announcement. So, sorry about my creaky chair. I know. I'm cheap. I don't want to buy a better chair. I like this chair. So, what are the comments here? Toyota makes a huge announcement from The Street. What press is this? TheStreet.com. Not sure what this website's really about. I guess it's like The Hustle. It just talks about, like, business as a whole. So it's not even like a dedicated car news site. Yeah, okay. So, Toyota, world's largest automaker by sales volume, just made a big change to its C-suite. A new era is about to begin at Toyota. For a long time, the world's largest car maker sales have gone its own way. The Camry sedan maker has taken the opposite bet of the entire industry by clinging to a strategy of developing hybrid vehicles like its best-selling Prius model. Also pushed for hydrogen fuel cells. The Toyota Mirai is the only fuel cell car on the market. I don't know why the fuck anyone would buy fuel cells. The reasoning for Japanese behemoth has always been the consumers were not ready to adopt electric vehicles. As a result, Toyota favored a policy of small steps, but in doing so, Toyota has let a rival emerge which has now taken its place as the barometer of the world automobile. The rival is Tesla. Ironically, the Tesla factory in Fremont, but blah blah blah. Oh wait, hold on. There's something interesting. The Tesla factory in Fremont, California, the first of Elon Musk's group, was once jointly owned by Toyota and GM. But Toyota sold it to Tesla for a ridiculous $42 million in a partnership that the automaker take a $50 million stake in Tesla in the midst of a financial crisis that led to the bankruptcy of GM and Chrysler. In addition to Toyota and Tesla announced that they would jointly develop an electric version of Toyota's RAV4 SUV and considering a Lexus RX electric SUV. But the clash of corporate cultures ended the partnership in 2014. Toyota then sold its stake in Tesla in 2017. In March 2016, Toyota had 2.3 million Tesla shares valued at the same time at $538 million. Fast forward, while Tesla and Musk have managed to convince governments around the world to promote electric vehicles through tax credits and numerous public subsidies, Toyota has found itself out of step with the forward march of the automotive sector. And to make matters worse, all those competitors are now betting on electric vehicles whose sales do continue to increase. Last year, 7.8 million electric vehicles were sold worldwide. EVs then represented 10% of the total number of vehicles sold, with up 1.7% compared to 2021, according to data from LMC Automotive. So they're a bit sour grapes about selling Tesla. Well, Tesla probably would have broken off on their own thing and done their own thing regardless of whether or not Toyota held on to them. So, a new CEO. Okay, so... Toyota, the grandson of... CEO Toyota. What the... Okay, Akio Toyota. Doubled down by saying the manufacturer would unveil a lineup of electrified vehicles around liquid hydrogen, traditional, and lithium-ion battery packs. Okay, so... big corporations like that, they know what the fuck they're doing. Now, electric cars the market's going to increase. And I think in the long run, the market of people like the average car owner, the average car driver, does not care about the sound, about the feeling, about, God forbid, empathy with their vehicles. They just want to go from point A to point B and maybe bring people and stuff. They don't give a shit about anything else. Well, they probably care about how much it costs, too. So, depending on the price of electricity, electricity has to be pretty damn expensive. Gearheads, or I guess gasoline fanatics, or people who like gasoline or benzene-powered cars, internal combustion engines, I guess combustophiles, dare I say, they will have to see the market. They will have to stand there and watch the market shift in a electric favoring direction. Furthermore, because of these lovely things called ESG incentives, there is a huge market a huge pool of money waiting to be given to these corporations, these automobile manufacturers. And that's why everybody is rolling out with EVs. And moreover, as battery technology improves, what's wrong with an electric vehicle? Sure, it's not more environmentally friendly. It's not really worse than a combustion engine. It just takes the pollution elsewhere. Especially if you're in an urban area. Smog. Ever been to China? Yeah. So, of course, people don't understand this. And a lot of them, and especially with the enthusiast scene who likes the sound and the feel of a combustion engine, that's your taste. I have my preferences as well. I'm willing to have one of each. I would like to keep one of my gasoline-powered vehicles, just probably out of cheapness or out of homage, because I kind of like that old thing. It's been loyal to me. But I'd also get an electric vehicle. Especially if I become super rich, richer, wealthier than I am now, since I know I have enough. It might be worth the tax write-off, depending on where I might be. So, yeah. That's why. By the way, in case you were wondering, that's why the yuppie car, the rich people car, the snob, like the snobbish rich person car, went from the Prius to the Tesla. It's because, and before that, before the Prius, or I guess alongside the Prius, it was the G-Wagon, the Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon. And those vehicles specifically, for a litany of different reasons, were vehicles that you could buy and probably might, depending on your income level, might even pay off. Especially in the States. It might even pay for itself after a while. Yeah. So, anyway, let's go look at the comments. Lloyd Harley. Going in on all electric is fool's gold. Toyota had it right. Putting to you, many issues at this current time for all electric for everyone. Don't care how they package the idea. It's lipstick on a pig. Yeah. Couldn't agree more. The electric grid would never be able to handle it. Just take a look at California as a good example of what not to do. California's power issues were due to PG&E's incompetence, not due to EVs. If that were the case, then gaming PCs would have the same or just as bad. And in fact, well, I mean, electric car uses a lot more power than a gaming computer. PG&E should not be trusted with who's PG&E? I'm sorry, I'm so out of the loop with this shit. Pacific Gas and Electric. Okay. Pacific Gas and Electric should not be trusted with the control over California's power. They have caused multiple wildfires and gas leaks due to negligence. California is a woke Democrat-controlled state. Until they get some real common logical thinking in government, it will continue to go down. Woke isn't just a thing. It is a word to describe stuff that doesn't happen. That just doesn't happen. Yeah, kinda. I kinda agree with that, actually. You're basically repeating what the horse and the buggy owner said about the infancy of the combustion motor vehicles during the early 20th century. It is low maintenance. It is cheaper to fuel. It is, aside from your battery, all you have to worry about is your brakes, your suspension, your tires, and your body. Body damage. Really, seriously. I would get one. Especially when I don't feel like working on my automobiles. So, anyway, electric is now, as David Bonnet. Electric is the future. He was holding on to the past. He is now gone. Well, who's he? Time will tell. Toyota's on the right track. Yeah. EV sales are up because it's the in thing among the very wealthy. Once they have all their EVs, sales will dry up. Regular people cannot afford them. Yeah. So I guess maybe whatever money you save on maintenance, you spend on the vehicle itself. Just like diesel. Oh, that also depends on the price of diesel. Diesel is more complicated system, but really, all in all, it's kind of the same shit, especially when you compare a gasoline or benzene engine to a diesel one of equivalent size. Fast forward 20 years, Tesla is the DeLorean of electric vehicles. Yeah. Sold a hell of a lot more than DeLorean. Yeah. I'm happy with my Prius at 273,000 miles. Yeah. That used to be Toyota's thing. And they just... I guess it depends on the part of the world. In any case, the Toyota is just like any other car manufacturer, is moving from, as I've said before, a wear and repair to a waste and replace design, where the parts are no longer serviceable, or so not serviceable, repairable, and then the companies will design the vehicle to just have parts be replaced, preferably, of course, by a licensed technician at a approved repair station. And that's the direction that cars are going. That's the direction that all mechanical and electronic devices are moving. Because most of the market are not technicians. Most of the customer base is not technically apt, is not handy with tools. Because humans are lazy. Basic human nature, right? Toyota's been smart not to go full... Okay, so Joseph Waller says, Toyota has been smart not to go full bore on the investment into electric vehicles. They make vehicles for the masses, and for now, the masses demand internal combustion engine vehicles overwhelmingly over electric. GM, Ford, Volkswagen, Stellantis, they will all pay dearly for investing too much and too early onto electrification. Not if the government props them up with welfare, also known as environment and social governance incentives, coming soon to a country near you. Just so they keep the quality. Geneva Mercer. Just so they keep the quality while going ahead with electric, still keep some older styles for fuel. That's what's going to happen. There is still a small market of enthusiasts and car nerds and car weirdos, I guess, or hipsters, that still want the sound and the feel and the energy of an internal combustion engine, even if it gets even as it becomes more expensive. But then, if the subsidy system continues to grow, the market's going to shift the other way, and now the internal combustion engine is just like a niche product for vanity or a legacy. So, and that's all they will be, as the market continues shifting in that direction. Meanwhile, that doesn't mean you can't have fun and trick out your Tesla. There's some pretty sick modifications you can do to any car, really. Yeah, let's see. Hill climb Tesla. I mean, yeah. This is where you got to go for style, but it can be done. I mean, a car is a car is a car. All it does is take potential energy and turn into forward motion at the step of a pedal. Is that not what an automobile is? Ooh. I can't find too many good pictures. So, as like the rich people decide what's cool, by the way. I don't know if you've observed. As more and more rich people play around with electric vehicles and trick them out and put style into it like that looks pretty clean. I don't know what you guys think, but as the rich people make something trendy, society will soon follow. That's how it's worked. That's how it always works. That's how it always will work. So, like it or not, I think the electric car market is going to continue to grow, whether organically or through subsidy. And I don't see why you want to get upset about it. That's like your opinion, man, your choice. I'd drive that. I mean, I like the bronze rims because I'm kind of I'm a low key sucker for Subaru, but that's not the worst looking car. I've seen worse, electric or otherwise. Anyway, so here it is. Finally, someone who knows what the fuck's going on. KS says, Toyota misjudged the insanity of large government subsidies for EVs. Yep. Article Toyota got it wrong. Here are the facts. People in the comments, harder, easy bad, ice good, or internal combustion good. Toyota got it right. Yeah. People are stupid. What's new? So, yeah. I mean, Toyota's a big company. Regardless of who gets hired or fired in the upper administration, they're going to adapt to the market. After all, the market declares what gets built, what gets sold, and and if the CEO can't keep the company's head above water, they're going to get rid of him. And they think that this is, Toyota, if I were Toyota, what I would do is I would continue to cater to both markets. There's a market for EVs, clearly. Rich people, rich environmentalists. They want their EVs. They want them super green. They want them super fuel efficient, even though they're paying out the ass for the vehicle itself. And they want something to write off taxes with. Yeah? So, meanwhile, there's a market for gasoline fanatics. And that's probably in the truck scene, which Toyota has been doing with their Hilux/Tacoma, their Tundra, and which probably, as you might imagine, is probably bigger in the United States than anywhere else, but a little bit in Europe too. And business goes on. People complain. Toyota doesn't give a shit. They just want money, just like any other company. What has changed? What's new? Nothing much, right? So, all right, what else? What other good articles could I hit you guys with before I go? Maybe we'll do another extended show. All right, let's go look at something else stupid. All right, here's another stupid article from none other than hotcars.com. A 2023 Ford Raptor R and a Dodge Ram TRX take their rivalry to the drag strip, which is not a fucking drag strip. It's just some stupid back street in some shitty podunk place in the United States, I'm sure. So, where's the video? All right.
Is the Raptor R. It's happening right now. Bragging rights. Let's go. 700 horsepower, 702 horsepower. Ram versus Ford. This 66 AC Cobra, only 400 spots. So grab a
Maybe it is a drag strip. I don't know. No, it's a plain runway. I don't know. I don't care.
Okay. Wait. All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
fully got a digital tachometer. That's funny. It's only 2 digits. Wow. That's odd.
What? That was a photo finish. That was a photo finish.
How fast were these guys even going? Hundred.
What? That was a photo finish. 3.8's on there, so. All right. Let's go. All right, here we go. And
They
you can't
perform
go
well.
wrong. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's whatever you want to spend your money on.
Yeah.
And
I mean, have beautiful 3
but
options.
I choose love, and that's Ford.
Aww.
Send me a 24 Mustang. All right, guys, just another reminder.
Yeah. All right. Well, sorry for wasting how many minutes of your time. I don't know. Yeah. Go away is right here. Whoever got the jump one. H-man, nobody cares yet. Well, look, this poor Harrison fellow probably has to meet a quota in order to keep his job at Hot Cars. And in the meantime, they probably get a bump from the YouTuber that they wrote the article about. And then the YouTuber got payment from Dodge/Ram, however that corporate bitch fight went down, and Ford. And that's how this whole spider web comes together. After all, these vehicles, like, who realistically purchases a performance truck and not not gut the interior and take out about half of its body structure to save weight and make it an actual race vehicle, like, for instance, a trophy truck. Like, how many of these people actually build these things up? Like, these things are made of, like, composite or carbon fiber, and probably I don't know about the skeleton inside. Probably mostly aluminum. Like, these things are built like airplanes. They're flimsy, but they are light, and they have just enough strength to hold it together for one race. This is what you call a race truck. These are just marketing tools. That's why they're producing such low volumes. And then people buy them up as if they forget this thing called power to weight ratio. So, yeah. I don't know. I hope that entertained you. I wasn't as entertained as I thought I would be. But, yeah. And they're probably made to similar spec because obviously they're meant to compete with each other. And voila, c'est bon. At the end of the race, they're pretty much neck and neck. So I don't know who the fuck buys these. Even if I could afford to be irresponsible enough with my money to buy one of these, I still wouldn't get them. What would I get out of them? Nothing. Anyway. I think I'm running out of shit to talk about. Yeah, I think I'm good. All right. Well, once again, go check out Alcoholicgaming. I don't think I need to tell you what he's about. Zombies, Black Ops 3 comedy. Black Ops 3 Zombies comedy. Longtime supporter and co-host of this very show. So, go check him out. Thank you once again for viewing. I hope to I would like more engagement from the community. Gaming, I don't think. But of course, who am I to beg? I'm not going to beg. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. I will see you again soon.